We all know you're a huge Burnley fan. Big talking point recently was the Ashley Barnes tackle. I've noticed you've been doing a few tweets about that yourself. What were your thoughts?
Well, it wasn't a tackle. Why have you all called it the Ashley Barnes tackle? It wasn't a tackle, it was a pass. He passed the ball to David Jones. Matic arrived late and Barnes landed on him. Now, what was interesting, I don't know if you saw, Sean Dyche did a really good presentation on this on the Burnley website. You know when Jose was ordering his Chinese takeaway, 30, 33, 45, 69, whatever it was, right, which was brilliant. And absolutely, I've said in the book, Mourinho is a brilliant communicator. And notice how people were talking less about the fact that they didn't beat Burnley, and they were talking less about the racist fans on the metro in Paris. They're suddenly talking about Ashley Barnes being a criminal. Okay, fair play, Jose, on the communication side. But let's just bring it back to the facts. At the time, Mourinho didn't react, Terry didn't react, Zuma, who was the closest Chelsea player to it, didn't react, the Burnley players didn't react, the crowd didn't react, the referee didn't react, the linesman didn't react, nobody reacted. Because actually, it looked terrible when you look at it 1,000 times in slow motion, but if you just look at it from Barnes' perspective, he's passing the ball forward and his momentum takes him onto Matic's leg, which arrives there because he arrived late. So I think it's all nonsense, I really do. So when Chelsea said yesterday, this tackle, brackets, so-called brackets, has received universal condemnation. It hasn't. Lots of people have said it was not a foul. He didn't even get a yellow card. So fair play to Jose for getting all the attention taken away from the fact they couldn't beat plucky little Burnley. But, you know, I think it's nonsense.
So do you think that's a sign of a lot of people talking about maybe introducing video replays in football? Do you think that shows that they shouldn't, because in fact sometimes tackles look so much worse in slow motion than they actually are in real time?
That's a really interesting point. That's a really good point. I mean, I think the goal line technology, I think, is like a no-brainer, and I think it's been good, and that's fine. You see, if you look at the other Ashley Barnes crime, so-called, the tackle, the clash with Ivanovic, I think that might have been a yellow card. But, as Sean said in his presentation, that he sort of did the movement that goalkeepers do when they're going up to get the ball against another player. I think you've got to be careful not to keep slowing down football matches to have... I think actually in rugby league in particular, they've really made the whole video thing a part of the excitement of the game. They've done it really, really well. I think you've got to be careful, and particularly for me, as a Burnley fan who always tries to get the 5:14 train back from Manchester Road to Preston to get home, I don't want anything, because I could just about cope with 5 minutes added time. Otherwise, I'm struggling for the train home. So I wouldn't want too much. But I just think that football now, I mean, I feel sorry for Ashley Barnes, because actually he's done really well for us. And he was man of the match by a mile. He on the fans' vote, he got 60-odd% of the vote. And he's just been, I think, for a football manager as serious and respectable and renowned as Mourinho, to say Ashley Barnes is a criminal and he's not a player, I think that's just going too far.
Absolutely agree, to be honest with you. And finally on this one, Burnley, are they going to stay up, yes or no?
I don't think you can answer that yes or no. They can stay up without a doubt. I worry that we've given away 2 or 3 2-goal leads. But we've been to City and taken a point. We've been to Chelsea and taken a point. We're going through one of the toughest runs that you can imagine. We've got Swansea on Saturday. That is a massive match. I sort of feel we've got to win that. My son, who I've said in the book is like a data geek on sport, and he helped me research the book, and he's the guy who got me the professional poker players and the professional gamblers that are in the book, including Matthew Benham. I loved it, by the way. People keep saying Matthew Benham never gives interviews. Really good interview. But we can definitely stay up. But Rory, my son, he says he's pretty confident we will stay up based on the data, based on how many chances we create. I think we've got to really be careful, because, I mean, losing Dean Marnie, massive blow. I think we lost a couple more, we'd be struggling. But yeah, we can definitely stay up. That being said, I love the Championship.
How important was it keeping hold of Ings for the rest of this season?
I think it was important keeping hold of Danny Ings. He's been great for us. But don't forget, Danny Ings rose to the prominence he's now had because Charlie Austin went, and when Charlie Austin went, we thought, oh, how are we going to cope? Danny's been great, but you know, we talked about Ashley Barnes earlier. This time last year, Burnley fans were looking at Ashley Barnes and thinking, oh, I'm not sure about him. He's been brilliant. He scored the goal that got us up. He's been terrific since Sam Vokes got injured. Sam Vokes, great guy, lovely bloke. Can't get in starting lineup at the moment because Ings and Barnes are keeping him out. So look, we've got one of the best things we've got going, and there's no way I was going to write this book without getting Burnley in there. And I've written about the motivational quote boards that we have at the training ground, and they're very Sean Dyche. It's like, the only one who can rock the boat is the one who's not rowing, something like that. And there's another one about, you gain success as an individual through the pursuit of the team goal. And that's the mentality he's got. You look at our players against pretty much any other. When we played QPR, somebody on the QPR, of their vast array of management, one of them said to me that he reckoned they had 15 players who were not picked that day who earned more than our top earning player. I mean, it's crazy. Now, and likewise, when you saw us up against Manchester United, when Di Maria came to Burnley, when we drew, and we battered them at Old Trafford and should have got something out of that, Di Maria cost more than not just the entire team, he cost more than Burnley Football Club has spent on transfers in our entire history. And we're going head to head with those guys. Brilliant. And what's so weird being a Burnley fan at the moment is it's like we're everybody's second favourite team. When Chelsea said the universal condemnation, I've been going around the place and loads of people think it was a bad tackle. Loads and loads of people saying, what you guys are doing, what Burnley are doing at the moment is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Want us to stay up?
Brilliant. Well, we'll leave that one there. Thanks very much.
Thank you.